Kyle here with more Space Engineers. Yay! And as you can tell, we've made 2 modifications to our UI. We've got the minimalist UI. I'm playing around with that. And then obviously we've got our radar mod back up and running. I'm not expecting to really need it. It's just, I've gotten kind of used to it being there, and it was kind of freaking me out not having it there, so I added it back in. And we've also added in the conveyor mod that gives us the conveyor air vents. Alright, so let's talk about what we've gotten done. Just as a quick recap, let's head back up here. We have our landing area, well, not our landing area, but the habitation area, wreck area, maybe. We're going to get rid of this stuff. This stuff is going away in the near future. Maybe not by the end of this episode, but pretty close afterwards. Mainly because of the fact that we still need to get things manufactured, and I'm going to be picking up more resources and dropping them off over here for the refineries. But I do want to walk you through what we've got going on right now. Okay, so we're going to close this because this area is now fully pressurized all the way down. See? Whole thing holds an atmosphere. And we're going to add some lighting to the sides on here. Something else I need to work on off camera. But basically I'm just going to evenly space lights down this so that as you're coming down, you don't have to have your helmet HUD or your helmet light on. Because as you get up here far enough, it's pretty dark. So we want to make sure that, you know, we can actually see as we're coming down here. And the cavern itself is actually kind of interesting as you come down. So, yeah, we'll see. So down here, we've got all this welded in. This is now completely sealed, as is all of the stuff in here. So we now actually have a little bit of a habitation, like an actual habitation area down here. Like I said, the original idea for this area was for the folks that are working in the industrial section to have a place, like if you're doing this on a multiplayer game, you'd actually have a place to have people log off that doesn't require them to run all the way through the entire base to do so. This way, if you're doing something where, you know, we will eventually have a bunch of LCDs in here, probably a couple of programmable blocks somewhere in the grid, so that we'll be able to have real-time updates on what is going on and where it's going on at. And then one of the things that we were talking about last time was getting into the scripting system a little bit. And when we get a little bit further along, basically when we get the industrial area up and running, we'll talk more about that. But what I want to do is actually get the core pieces in before we get too much into detail work. You know, as I walk by a fully furnished habitation module. Oh, all right. So yeah, and then basically these guys, because they're mounted on the front face, on the exterior face of the block, even though they're airtight, this means we can actually put stuff like seating or like maybe desks or tables or something in there. Okay, so need to turn our headlamp on. Let's talk about what we have out here. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and put in the beginnings of our storage and industrial area. I haven't welded any of this up yet, but what we have is we've got, in the industrial area at least, we have all of our refineries on each side mirror faced so that it continues one line all the way through. And then the mirror of that setup on the other side. so that it should look pretty good when it's all said and done. We don't need to worry so much about accessing the end of the run directly, because what we're going to have is a line of conveyor with sorters feeding into each of these. So, what we need... Okay. Now, if we did this, actually... Okay, yeah, I should have enough for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have... Do I want this to be the feed? I think I want this, maybe the one up here to be the feed for it. So that would actually work really well. So if we go for this one, do I have that same option? Yep. Okay, so you are going to be this line. Okay, so this one. And that one. Alright, so we're gonna end up with something. Let's see. It's gonna basically come down this way. And we want you to come up. So what we're going to end up with is conveyor junction. Not that it really matters which way we have these faced. Into a sorter. We're basically going to repeat this on each of these. There you go. And we're going to do that a couple of more times, and we're going to mirror this on the other side. So let me go ahead and get all of you guys go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looks good. Okay. Alright, and we want all of these to do the same. All right. And we want a conveyor block here. And how do I want to do this? So basically, each one of these is going to filter only a specific type of material into them. And then we're going to have that come back and run as a return so that only ingots can come out, because we don't want it, basically we don't want it backfeeding through the line. And that one, so that comes through here. And then that'll be assemblers. Have that plug in here. Actually, no, that's going to be our one feed line. So what I'm trying to decide here is, do I want to have the line run overhead and drop down? Because if I do overhead and drop down, then it's going to run into that. I think what we're going to do let's go, if we go this way with it, I think I may actually like this idea a little bit better. If we go on that to there to there. Yeah, I think I like that better. Get rid of the overhead line. And I'll show you why in a second. Because we're going to use most of the manifold that we're building here. We may not use all of it, but we're going to use quite a bit of it. And so what I'm thinking here is that this will allow us, let's go ahead and get this stuff out of here. But this should allow us to have it set up where we'll be able to put a one-way, another sorting block, since we have the sorter conveyor junction here. What I'm thinking is we'll have this branch into another sorting block here, and then that patches back into the line, the main feed line, so that we can run materials either way without having to have multiple lines. Alright, so if we're doing that, you are there and there. Oh, so this doesn't have the rotate on off thing. Alright, that's fine.
Energy low.
Alright, so you're going to be feeding in. You're feeding in. And I don't know which direction that was facing when I placed it. Well, we're gonna do that. All right. And now we have I should probably just go ahead and oh, nope, not sorter. Conveyor junction. There we go. Connect those up. Alright. And so we're going to end up with something along that style. Which also allows us to then say something like this. And we're going to mirror what we basically have over on the other side. And you get to come out.
Energy critical.
So if we go like so. We can then see, I'm kind of wanting to mirror it, but at the same time, I don't want to rework the entire back of the base. So I'm wondering. I mean, I could, without reworking the entire base system. Starting here-ish. Ah, gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go. Come on. No, let me in. Let me in.
No energy.
Oh, that was a little closer than I wanted it to be. Okay, so we're gonna sit here for a second. Okay, so what I'm thinking is on that line on the wall, what we'll do is we'll have an elbow come off, 90 to come off of that towards the wall. And that'll give us the extra space we need to make it a symmetrical line on the way down. Now I could actually go all the way back to the beginning of the manifold that we've got there, but I'm thinking I don't want. I mean, it's not like it's a huge inconvenience at this point. Because realistically, I guess it's already going to be different than the other side. Yeah, I think that's going to be probably one of the better ways to handle it. And then that will let us keep a symmetrical system. For you guys, it's going to be here, and I misplaced that one. Wondering how many of you saw that and were like, how? And you should be that way. All right. Okay, so with the things coming off of here, I'm gonna do that. And we're gonna do that. One there, and one there. All right. So now we're going to rinse and repeat this. You are here, so you're actually going to be sorter. And just okay. You're going to be filtering in, filtering in, filtering in. And I don't remember which way I had you pointed, so when in doubt, rip it out. Okay, so you are going to be that way, and that way. And then we're going to basically just continue this all the way down. I need more interior plates. Why am I not surprised? Okay, so I don't think I actually have a way to get plates down here. Did I? I thought I put... Oh, no, I didn't put the connector in down here yet. Let's check to make sure. Dang it. All right. Upstairs we go. Oh, so yeah, hopefully everybody's having a fantastic week and is enjoying the series thus far. Like I said, this is really a much slower playthrough than what I would normally be doing because we're not really focusing on doing anything other than doing a base build right now. Let's grab that. Actually, let's throw those back in there and just do that. Let's see, do we have anything? Okay. But yeah, so I'm actually having a lot of fun with this one, just kind of taking it at our own pace, not worrying too much and not having things shooting at me all the time or trying to kill me, you know. I mean, we obviously have hostile AI turned on, but we don't have any of the modded AI stuff running. So it's kind of nice just to, you know, hang out and just do what we want for a while. Oh. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and link this stuff up. And you are going to go there, there, and there. And the last little bit here. Okay. No. All right, so what that's going to give us is that gives us our single line that's going to basically tie into everything, including the stuff upstairs. Now, the reason why the stuff upstairs is important is because, like I said, we're going to have a landing area up there eventually. And I will probably, once I get this line, like when I get at least one line of this stuff done, and we get a cargo container and a refinery online, and all of the points in between those two things, we'll go ahead and take the stuff that's upstairs apart, and we'll bring more of these online as we go. Now, one of the things that I do need to be aware of, or that, you know, that I'll need to remember, is that we don't want this backfilling. So these coming off of here, we're going to have basically a line that comes through and feeds back into this on another filtering block, so that the filtering block or the sorting block only allows the ingots to pass out. Now, part of the reason why I want to do this is because I don't want stone clogging up the entire system, because when we get to the point where this is actually up and running and we get down here and, you know, just start mining all of this out, that stone is going to clog up our entire conveyor system. And if we have it set up so that all of those refineries can run the stone at the same time, yeah, we'll process it really quickly. But we're going to have all of our refineries completely loaded with nothing but stone. And I don't want that. I want our stone processes to be their own thing. All right. So this means that this area is going to be our assemblers. Now, for our assemblers, like I said, we only want it being able to pull ingots out. We don't want it to be able to feed stuff back in. So what we're going to end up doing is, for this one, we're going to have to dig deep. All right. There you go. And so we will have, how do we want to do this? Sorting block into something. You see, this side's going to be easy. We can just put a sorting block right here coming out. Well, if I want to keep it symmetrical, I guess what I could do is we do a conveyor there, and then down here, and it'd be really nice if these had side mounts, not just a straight pass through. So if I do that, we can go conveyor, and we have a second conveyor there that basically hides the stuff going on down there. Yeah. And then we do a minor trench here where we do the assemblers in line. I'll do, I don't know, probably 4 or 6 assemblers total. So there'll be 3 on each side. It'll either be 2 or 3 on each side. In fact, let's do 1, 2, 3. I guess I could even go. Okay. And then that means
Energy low.
we can have you feed into our manifold set here. So we have something like that. And now basically what that allows us to do is we now have a line. This line is completely unfiltered. We have a line from this side that is filtered to be just ingots. On the other side, filtered to be just ingots. So you are conveyor junction, assembler. Did I do conveyor? I thought I put a sorting block on this. Whoop. Took that a little too far forward. We actually want you to be sorting conveyor, so yeah. There to there to there. Okay. And for you, you're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Conveyor to there, to there. All right, and you will be sorter to conveyor junction into the assemblers. Okay, so and that gets us pretty much everything we need to get manufacturing online. So from here, it then just becomes a process of running that line, continuing it out to the area that we're going to be building into the habitation, because that should be 3, 4. Yeah, so it should be able to pass right outside of the wall. Okay. All right, so I think we're going to call this one here. I've got a bunch of stuff to manufacture parts for and to get welded up, so that when we come back next time, oh yeah, I'm going to have to go do a ridiculous amount of mining because I know I don't have the materials for all of this. But when we come back next time, hopefully all of this will be welded up. And if so, probably come back and break down the entire upper area. Let's get in here because we can. All right. And yeah, so thank y'all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you well, people said that they don't want to smack the like button because everybody smacks the like button. So get cozy with that like button. You know, think of it being a fluff, cuddly panda that was friendly and wouldn't actually eat your face in real life. Yeah.